What's good, everyone? It's the one and only NY Phenom. If you guys enjoy NFL, NBA content, want to see some more gaming content, give this video a like, and if you're new, go and subscribe to the channel while you at it. Now let's get into this video. Time for the 2019-2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers team preview, man. And we already know about the 2018 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They finished 4th in the NFC South, right? Their defense was atrocious. Dirk Curtin was their head coach last year. He's now the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. And yeah, they finished 5-11. It was an inconsistent season, man. Started off really well with the Ryan Fitzmagic. Dealt with that for a bit. That kind of tailed off. Jameis Winston came in, kind of balled out for a minute. And then kind of came in a little bit inconsistent. But throughout the season, their offense put up a lot of points, right? Then they finished like 5th in scoring. With their defense, couldn't close games, man. Couldn't close games. But you guys already know how we started off. Well, you know what? Before we speak about the offense, let's speak about the new head coach, Bruce Arians, man. Bruce Arians come out of retirement to come coach the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And when I first saw that news, I thought that's interesting, man. That's very interesting. You guys know that Bruce Arians, he's an offensive mastermind, right? We already know what he did with the Arizona Cardinals, the magic he did. Loves those play actions, loves to throw the deep ball. And when you have a quarterback like Jameis Winston, who has a super strong arm, has a powerful arm, and can throw that deep ball, I think it could work. It could work. Let's go and speak about Jameis Winston, man. Personally, I like me some Jameis Winston, man. I hate that people try to consider him like one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. No. I don't consider him like a top 10, top 15 quarterback, but you guys got to remember, he did win Rookie of the Year. He did throw for like nearly 30 touchdowns. Like, I know he's a pick machine, but we could say that for a lot of the quarterbacks, like a Big Ben. Drew Brees for a while in his career was a pick machine, right? And this is my thing with interceptions. Same thing I'll say about Sam Darnold. I don't mind quarterbacks throwing interceptions. Sometimes that just shows that they have confidence to make all the throws. Now, the thing I will say is you gotta know when you can't throw an interception, like the 4th quarter, like when you're down 4 points and you have 5 minutes left in the 4th, right? You just gotta know and be aware of when to do such things. And I think Jameis Winston has to improve when it comes to that, has to improve on his decision making. But I mean, he has all the skill set. Strong arm, dude is big, right? Dude, I think Jameis Winston is underrated when it comes to accuracy. I think Jameis Winston is pretty accurate, right? And the thing is, we've seen Jameis Winston be clutch before. All through his college career, when he played at Florida State, he was known to be clutch. So yeah, he has it in him. And I think Bruce Arians might be able to get the most out of him. Because, again, it's a contract year, man. It's a huge year for Jameis Winston. If he doesn't prove it this year, like Mariota, he could be out of Tampa. There's quarterbacks coming to this draft, like a Tua, like a Trevor Lawrence, and that one quarterback that plays at Oregon. I'm sorry, man. I don't watch college football, man. I just can't get into college football like most people. But you guys know who I'm talking about for your college football fanatics. But there's talent coming in to the draft at that quarterback position. And I think Jameis Winston can be a franchise quarterback, like for real. He's proven it. He's proven it before. He just has to be consistent. So this is a huge year for Jameis Winston. On to the running back position. And we already saw that quote about Bruce Arians early in the offseason talking about how running backs aren't important. And I'm gonna be real, I wasn't really feeling that comment because we saw how the running game kind of hindered the offense a bit. I know last year they were the top 5 scoring team, like I mentioned, but they came a little bit predictable, right? Now they do have talent at that running back position. I know Bruce Arians made that comment early in the offseason, early in this offseason, but recently he made a comment about how Ronald Jones is going to be the truth. And look, him coming out, when Ronald Jones got drafted, he had big hype coming out, right? I think this is the year that Ronald Jones might come out and prove that he's that dude. Personally, I like Peyton Barber. I think they should use him, especially between the tackles. I like his game. So it's not like they don't have any talent there. Now, I'm not saying these guys are going to produce like Doug Martin, but they have talent there. I'm just feeling that I just don't see Bruce Arians pounding the ball with any of these running backs. I just think that it's going to be the Jameis Winston show, especially with the talent on the outside. Let's speak about the talent on the outside. First of all, you can't speak about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers without mentioning Mike Evans. I mean, Mike Evans, top 10 wide receiver. Hell, I know some people who consider him a top 5 receiver. I mean, this dude's a beast. What can he do on the field? Dude's 6'3", 6'4", big, has speed to get past the defense, is a possession wide receiver at heart, red zone machine. This dude got great hands, could run routes. I mean, what can Mike Evans not do? I mean, expect him. Fantasy football users, I'm telling you right now, do not pass up on Mike Evans. This dude, Mike Evans, we talking about the Julio Jones, the Antonio Browns, the DeAndre Hopkins. Hell, Mike Thomas just got paid today, and I'm thinking about making a video about that. But anyway, we talking about all these other wide receivers who could finish the league, who can lead the league in receiving this upcoming year. I'm telling you guys right now, especially with Bruce Arians, who you know loves to throw that deep ball, especially when it comes to that play action. Expect Mike Evans to be up there when it comes to leading the league in receiving yards. We're talking about people who can possibly get 2,000 yards. You have to throw Mike Evans in there. You have to, because you know they're gonna air the ball out. You know they're gonna do it, man. Also, they got another wide receiver, man. We can speak about Mike Evans all day, but on to the other receiver who I think has a lot of potential, who could also have a breakout season, and Chris Godwin. Now, I know us football heads, we know about Chris Godwin. You know, the casual football fans don't really know about Chris Godwin. Expect Chris Godwin to come in and solidify himself as that second receiver, especially with Deshaun Jackson not being there anymore, right? They lost Adam Humphries, who was their slot receiver. And right now, that's going to be interesting. Who comes in and play that slot receiver? I'm guessing it's going to be Rashad Perriman. He might come in and run the slot. But, I mean, when it comes to that wide receiver position, it's going to be Mike Evans getting all the targets, and then Chris Godwin is going to come in. Those two right there can affect the game for real. Another top-heavy position when it comes to Tampa Bay Buccaneers is the tight end position, man. And look, fantasy football users, I'm going to tell you again. I told you about Mike Evans. I told you this dude is going to be a fantasy football machine this upcoming year. O.J. Howard, you better pick him up, man. O.J. Howard is going to have a breakout season. He's going to staple himself as a top 10 tight end in the NFL. Maybe top 5, depending on the circumstances, but I'm going to say top 10 for sure. O.J. Howard, man, you know that he's going to come and make a big impact, right? O.J. Howard, they made it known that he's going to be getting all type of looks. And with Mike Evans being out there, that's going to be getting all the coverage, all the attention. You got Chris Godwin out there who's going to make an impact from week 1. They're going to be getting all the attention. O.J. Howard's just going to be putting in work underneath, getting past the defense. I mean, we know what O.J. Howard's about. And then they even had Cameron Brate, right, who's another solid tight end, who's actually really been getting a lot of snaps at the tight end position for the past 2 seasons. But we know that he's a really solid tight end. So you got, man, that's a dangerous tight end duo. We're talking about some of the top tight end duos. I mean, I know when I made my Eagles video, I said the Eagles probably the best tight end duo. The Redskins have to be up there, but you gotta put the Buccaneers up there also, man. You gotta put the Buccaneers up there also, man. I mean, O.J. Howard's gonna have a big season, man. And with all this being said, of saying that Mike Evans gonna have a breakout season, I will not have a breakout season. You know what I'm talking about. You know, he's gonna have one of his best seasons ever. Chris Godwin is gonna have a breakout season. OJ Howard is gonna emerge as a top tight end in the NFL. With all this being said, how can Jameis Winston not have a good season? Because if Mike Evans putting up numbers, if OJ Howard is putting up numbers, if Chris Godwin is having a breakout season, you know who else is putting up numbers? You know what that means? Who else is putting up numbers? Jameis Winston. So it's looking like this offense, we know that it put up points last year. They could put up major points this upcoming year. When it comes to this offensive line, in my opinion, is pretty solid. You got DeMar Dodson there, right? You have Dalvin Smith at that tackle position. I mean, a lot of familiar faces are coming back when it comes to this offensive line. It's a solid offensive line, man. It's a solid offensive line. You know, it's center position and right guard position. We'll see, but I mean, his offensive line is solid. It's solid. The offense as a whole, though, man. This offense as a whole, I mean, it's gonna put up points, man. And with all the talent that I named, you gotta remember they have an offensive mastermind, Bruce Arians. I think Garrett Curtis is a good offensive mind, but we talk to most NFL fans. Bruce Arians is one of the best offensive minds that we have in this game. I mean, when we're talking about the Andy Reids, the Sean Paytons, the Matt Nagy's, the Sean McVays, you gotta throw Bruce Arians up there also. So that's the offense, man. This offense is elite. I think I can say that. I say really good offensive line. When it comes to this defense, man, we know that this defense struggled. But when we speak about the defensive line, we know that they gave out Gerald McCoy. Personally, I didn't like how that played out. That was just an ugly move. All the drama that went with that. I think Gerald McCoy handled it like a pro. But it's unfortunate how things went down because, you know, Gerald McCoy, he's been there for a while, man. Drafted there, I believe, in 2011. Right? Drafted in 2011. Been there for his entire career. Solidified himself as a Pro Bowler, All-Pro player. And things just fell down. Things just went down quick. I mean, quick, man. So they lost Gerald McCoy, right? Lost Vinny Curry. I thought that was pretty huge. And we'll speak about JJP real quick. Now with them losing Gerald McCoy, they did bring in Ndamukong Suh. And how people speak about Suh, they speak like he's lost a step, or isn't that same player who can't play at the level that he has in the past. Do people remember the impact that Suh had in the playoffs? I mean, for real. Suh is one of the best run stoppers we have in the game. Now, I believe Damian Harrison is the best run stopper at the defensive tackle position, but Suh has to be up there. I mean, who was running on the Rams in the playoff time? I mean, I remember the Saints NFC Championship game. You can speak about the blown call all you want, but nobody was running up the middle, man. Nobody. Not Kamara, not Ingram. Nobody was running up in Suh's lane, right? So I like that. He was going to have to pass it a little bit. The thing about Suh is, though, we know that regular season he usually doesn't go all out. A lot of people compare it to Rondo. Y'all know where Rondo is in the regular season. It's like, oh, cool, it's Rondo. But playoff Rondo is a whole nother level. Same thing with Suh. Regular season Suh, really good defensive tackle. Postseason Suh, oh, we talking about some of the best defensive linemen we've seen. So we'll see how that plays out. Via Vita as a nose tackle. I believe he dealt with some injuries last year. Him being back fully healthy, because you got to remember, he was the first round pick in 2018. So he has a lot of potential, and maybe with having Suh there and Via Vita, that's going to make it tough for teams to run up the middle. On to JPP, man. On to Jason Pierre-Paul. It's unfortunate what happened. I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to play this upcoming season with the car crash. I mean, it's like everything, man. A lot of things just go wrong for Jason Pierre-Paul. We know the talent is there. He's one of the best edge rushers. You know, he had a great season, right? I'm gonna keep it honest. I don't know how he ranked above Jalen Clowney though. I thought that was pretty absurd, but we know Jason Pierre-Paul. He's the truth. Hopefully, you know what I mean, just hopefully he'll be able to get on the field, but it's looking like he might not be able to play this season. Now, if the Buccaneers are contenders this year, and he's able to come back late in the season, I think that would be huge. But just hopefully he'll be able to do what he loves this upcoming year, hopefully. But we'll see how that plays out. Carl Nassib played for the Cleveland Browns last year. He's a solid defense, and I like that pickup. You got some good depth behind. You got Noah Spence, William Golston, so you got some good depth for that defensive line. The defensive line could be good, but of course with missing JPP, we're not going to see it. We're not going to see this defensive line at full strength, which is unfortunate. On to the linebacker position. We have a lot to speak about when it comes to the linebacker position. Of course, you got Levante David. You can't speak about the Buccaneers defense without mentioning Levante David. I mean, he's been there for the longest also. Hopefully, when it's contract time for him, they don't treat him like Gerald McCoy. But Levante David's been there. Played that weak linebacker position. And, you know, Levante David's a monster. You know what he's about. They're Pro Bowler, all pro level linebacker. We know what he's about. They brought in Shaquille Barrett. Now, they did lose Quan Alexander, but they drafted Devin White at that middle linebacker position, who, coming out this draft, was ranked as one of the best linebackers in the draft. He's going to come in, tackle, speedy linebacker. We'll see what's good with that. We'll see if he can come in and be a day one player. And he also brought in Kevin Minter. So this linebacker position is looking really good. It's looking pretty underrated. Not to mention they have Shaquille Barrett, who played for the Denver Broncos for a bit. So this linebacking core is looking really good. It's looking really good, to be honest with you. A lot of that's going to play with the rookie Devin White, especially with him being the middle linebacker. We'll see how that plays out. On to the position that I have the most question marks on. The team that the spot that is, you know, if I was a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, the secondary would just give me all type of anxiety. I mean, keeping it a buck, this secondary is not looking good. I mean, there's no way I can't get around it. I really can't sugarcoat it, man. This secondary is not that nice. You're dealing with injuries when it comes to Justin Evans, right? He's your safety. I like how he plays, but he's dealing with injuries right now. We'll see if he can step on the field. I mean, they're young, I'll say that, so they'll have time to grow, but with the front seven looking as how good it is right now, right? The front seven actually looks pretty solid. That secondary, though, is just and we saw the issues that you know came with that last year. I gave up so many points, so many big plays, and unless one of these young guys take a big step, it's going to look like the same thing. It's going to look like the same thing. So this secondary is going to need a lot of work. Whether if that's just developing the young players, or if that's going after some older talent in the free agency, or going and trading for, I don't know, Jimmy Smith from the Ravens. You gotta do what you gotta do. But this secondary is not cutting it, to keep it honest with you. But yeah. Oh, talking about the defense also. Can't speak about this defense without mentioning new defensive coordinator Todd Bowles. We know that he's a defensive mastermind. We know that he comes from the Jets, right? Coached the Jets for a few years. I like it, man. You know that he also worked with Bruce Arians in the past, so I see where they're coming from. Man. But as a whole, spoke about the offense, spoke about the defense. When it comes to ranking this team, man, I'll put them in tier 4, man. I'll put them in tier 4, man. I know, well, I can't put them in tier 3. There's too many question marks, right? Too many question marks. But this offense is too elite to be like a tier 5 team. No way I can call them a whack team when they have all the talent that I mentioned on the offensive side. You have an offensive mastermind in Bruce Arians, right? So this team's going to put up points. Now, will they be able to stop anybody? We'll have to see. They have talent on that defensive side. They got Levante David, got Sue. Villa is going to come in and should be a really good nose tackle. But the secondary, we'll see how that plays out. Devin Bush, how will he make an impact week 1? We'll see what's good. But Devin White, not Devin Bush. I've been watching too much Steelers. But yeah, tier 4, man. I think that's fair. Buccaneers fans, you guys feel that y'all should be a tier 3 team? You guys feel that y'all playoff team going into this year? Do you feel that Jameis Winston is the franchise quarterback for y'all team, or should y'all go for another quarterback, whether that's tanking for Tua or whatever? Comment that down below. Also, do you feel that Ronald Jones is going to come in and be the week 1 starter at that running back position? We'll see what's good, but that's pretty much it, man. If you guys enjoy NFL NBA content, want to see some more gaming content, give this video a like, and if you're new, go subscribe to the channel while you have it. I'm the Phenomenal One, and I'm out. Deuces.